Okay, so I made this video about Beyonce embodying and taking on the role, channeling the goddess Isis from the Egyptian culture and the Illuminati, more importantly, the Illuminati culture. And there were all these comments that she was actually playing the goddess from the Yoruba religion. And there's so many comments about this. And then I made a couple of follow-up videos. I don't think most of the people who left these comments watched them, talking about, well, of course she has to have a cover story. That when they're going to roll something out and it's Illuminati in nature and it's something that people are going to find offensive, when the truth is, well, this is an Illuminati ritual, a satanic ritual, and you guys are all a part of this, then there's got to be a cover story. They have to make something else up. Now, the people who have power, and I'm not going to cover this because I already covered this in these other videos, but when the people in power engaged in something that's secret in nature and something that would offend people, when the truth offends people, they have to lie about it. And that's just how life works. And we all know that there's so much Illuminati symbolism and rituals that take place, Freemasonic rituals that take place at these award ceremonies and in all these music videos, and this is who has the power. So this religion of Yoruba does not have power, does not have very much power. It's not something where you see Yoruba symbolism in any sorts of music videos or in movies. You don't see the all-seeing Yoruba eye of Horus and these types of things. So this is something where, where's the money and power that would be backing this? But then I thought about it and I realized that the cover story, the story they're giving that she played this goddess Ocean, wasn't really much better, because just on its principles alone, she was playing a goddess, which is insulting to this other religion. And you have these pop stars that have basically sold their souls to the devil and aren't spiritual in nature, claiming, hijacking, playing a goddess. This is just kind of, are you okay with this? Are you okay with a pop star or a politician or an actress claiming to be the embodiment of some sort of god or goddess? Imagine if, Donald Trump dressed as Thor or Horus or Odin or any of these gods. So even the cover story itself makes it look like, well, that's not appropriate at all. And here's where the narrative is really contrived. So let me just talk about this religion for a second. Here it is on Wikipedia. The Yoruba religion, comprising the traditional religious concepts and practices of the Yoruba people, is found primarily in southwestern Nigeria and the adjoining parts of Benin. And then it says, Yoruba religion is ancestral to American religions, Santeria, and Voodoo. And so, among other religions. So this is something where in certain parts of America, there are some offshoots to this religion. So it's been compromised, and then people put their own sort of spin on it, and it's been, Americanized and these types of things. Now, Beyonce claims to be a Methodist. She was raised as a Methodist, and she's a Christian. Now, for me, I look at the merits of any religion or any spiritual practice and would evaluate it based on people's ability to connect to God and godly energy. And I believe there's only one path to God, and that is connecting to the part of you that God is in everything. God is in you, God is in everything. And through meditation, you can connect to God. And I believe that in many religions around the world, there is techniques and methods and mysticism that help people to do this. So there is one path, but there's many religions that find that one path. And so I can't evaluate this religion based on limited knowledge, but I know from people in the Christian community and many other religions, they think that there is only one path, and that's through their religion and their savior or their spiritual master. And so if Beyonce is a true Methodist and she is a true Christian, then this would be kind of odd for her to be embracing this other religion and then posing as a goddess. And it would be also insulting to the people that practice this Yoruba religion and its offshoots, that somebody who was basically born in Houston is a biracial child, somebody who has mixed heritage and is extremely light-skinned, is basically hijacking the concept of this goddess. So I think that even on that level, it would be offensive. And then, of course, the fact that there's a hidden undercurrent of Illuminati symbolism, and who she's truly embracing, which is an Egyptian goddess associated with secret societies and a controlling group of wealthy people. Now, if you understand brands and you understand the universality of brands, and I'm talking about people like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods, these global figures, were always very hesitant to take political stands because, as Michael Jordan said, Republicans buy sneakers too. And Beyonce was this type of person where she wasn't taking any sort of political stand. She was somebody that was not in any way talking about racial issues. And then they came out with this Lemonade album. Again, this is someone who's claimed to be a Methodist, and they're putting in these other types of religious narratives and things that are considered sort of racially charged. And when you listen to Beyonce talk, she seems to be almost like a deer in headlights, not somebody who has a lot of consciousness, somebody who seems completely lost. She doesn't look like to be a power player in the Illuminati, more or less a mind control subject who's just like a Barbie doll who they pose in whatever they want. And so they rolled this out with this Lemonade album and took her in a different direction, took her brand in a different direction. And for all these young people watching this, there is a lot of disturbing aspects to this because they're introducing spiritual concepts. They're introducing this religion on the surface and then Illuminati symbolism and Illuminati narratives underneath it. And so this is something that everybody should be concerned with. You don't have a pop star play your god or goddesses. They're not spiritual people. They're brands with big egos, and they roll out these types of things, these narratives. They roll out these types of beliefs, and you have young people who are clueless and don't do any research and just listen to whatever they're told, and they're absorbing all these energies and concepts. I mean, she's hijacking a culture that really she doesn't have anything to do with. It's just something new that they're rolling out as part of a brand, as part of a narrative. They've just thrown this in there. It's like they're making it up on the fly. And these people who are Hollywood people and they're superficial in nature, and they're all about their own egos and their own brands and these types of things, narcissists, have no business engaging people on a spiritual level when there's nothing really there. There's the heart of the religion, the heart of the concepts aren't really there, and it's always to mask these Illuminati undertones. So it's something that should be considered highly offensive by everybody. The whole thing's a mess. What they're claiming it is, what they're actually doing, and the fact that they have a pop star embodying some sort of a goddess. Everyone should have sort of a problem with this because it's not someone who spent years and years meditating, spent years and years in spiritual pursuit, and has godly energy radiating out of them, because that's what it takes to be a spiritual person, living a spiritual life. And living a Hollywood life and living the life of a diva is the opposite of living a spiritual life. That is becoming an ego. That's becoming a demon. It's the totally different path than the humbling path of following God and being a servant to God and loving God and sacrificing your own material needs to do godly work. And so these things are completely in opposition, but they're claiming the superficiality of the goddess. They're claiming the big ego and the diva nature of the goddess without doing any of the spiritual work. And this is something that should offend everybody in any religion and anybody on a spiritual path. All right, this is Paul Romano reporting from the apocalypse. Everybody have a blessed day.